As far as the eye can see, it's a vast green horizon and endless expanse of lush greenery. The sea of green is a timeless image of Bangladesh, a poetic panorama painted by nature. The artists behind the captivating scene are none other than the hardworking people of Bangladesh, especially the farmers. This poetic story begins with the germination of rice seeds. These germinated seeds are first sown in seed beds. Farmers use both traditional and modern methods in this process. In the traditional method, seeds are scattered by hand across the seedbed. In modern method, seeds trays are used. Soft, well-prepared mud is placed inside the trays and the surface is leveled with a leveler. Then, using a seed sowing machine, seeds are eventually distributed into the trays. This modern method makes transplanting the seedlings easier later on. Once the seeds are sown in the seed bed, preparation of the main field begins. Farmers first mark the boundaries of the land and clear away debris. Then, the soil is plowed to make it suitable for cultivation. In the past, plows drawn by oxen were commonly used, and though this is rare today, it still exists in some remote areas. Most farmers now use power tillers or tractors, which save both time and labor. After plowing, the soil is leveled using a ladder-like tool, which is a physically demanding process. Alluvial loamy and clay soils are most suitable for paddy cultivation. After a few days, the seed bed becomes canvas of green brushstalks. These seedlings are transplanted into the main field. Farmers using traditional method prepare seedlings manually and transplant them by hand, tying them in bundles and planting them at specific intervals based on their experience. The row spacing is generally 20 to 25 cm with 15 to 20 cm between clumps. Each clump is planted 2 to 3 cm deep and usually contains 2 to 3 seedlings. In the modern method, carpet seedlings are transplanted using mechanical seeders. The seedling carpets are placed in the tray of the machine, which is then pushed forward. The machine automatically picks seedlings and plants them at consistent distances. This process saves time, labor, and cost. At one time, Bangladesh had nearly 18,000 varieties of rice, but over 10,000 of them have already disappeared. Although around 8,000 varieties are preserved in genetic banks, only about 1,500 are currently cultivated in the fields. Rice production in our country is deeply connected to monsoon rain. Rainfall during the scorching sun gives farmers hope for a bountiful harvest. For optimal yield, paddy requires around 150 to 200 cm of rainfall during the growing season. In addition to rain, underground water also meets the crop's water demand. After transplanting, light irrigation is maintained for 10 to 12 days to help the roots settle. As the plants mature, weeds grow alongside them. Farmers must weed the entire field at least twice during this time. Bangladesh's paddy fields are vulnerable to around 150 species of harmful insects and about 32 types of fungi and viruses. To combat these threats, farmers often need to use pesticides. The flowers of the paddy plant are usually pollinated by wind or insects. After pollination, they develop into grains. Over the next month, these grains progress from the milky stage to soft grains and eventually become fully mature. When the paddy matures, the panicles turn yellow or light golden. Once 80 to 90% of color changes, the grand event of harvesting begins. Harvesting is done in two ways, the traditional method and the modern method. In the traditional approach, farmers use sickles to cut the paddy and tie it into bundles, a labor-intensive and time-consuming task. Often, the farmer cannot do it alone and must hire laborers. The modern method solves this problem. With mechanical harvesters, the paddy is cut and bundled simultaneously, allowing large areas to be harvested quickly and efficiently. In rural areas, once bundled, the paddy is transported to home for threshing using buffalo cars, ox cars, or horse-drawn cars. Some farmers carry the bundles on their shoulders using traditional tools. This enhancing scene of paddy transport feels like a journey into another world. Next come the threshing phase. Farmers with similar harvests often stick to traditional methods, while those with larger areas use motorized threshers. The sight of oxen trampling paddy for threshing is mesmerizing. However, with the rise of machines, this traditional practice is becoming rare. A power thresher can process about 720 to 800 kg of rice per hour, saving both time and labor. Another advantage is that threshing and winnowing are done simultaneously. Then comes the drying stage. The paddy is separated out in open areas under the blazing sun. Once partially dried, it's winnowed to remove the empty husks. Usually, about 15 to 20% of the harvest may contain chaff, the grains without rice inside. Now it's time to extract the rice from the paddy. Some people parboil the paddy before milling, while others process it dry. In rural areas, rice from dry paddy is called alu chal and rice from parboiled paddy is called siddho chal, which means boiled rice. To parboil the paddy, it is soaked for 1 to 2 nights. Farmers with smaller quantities soak the paddy in ponds using sacks. After soaking, the paddy is boiled in a special clay oven called afal using a large vessel called tafal. After about an hour of steaming, the grains become fully parboiled. Then the paddy is dried again in the sun. The moisture content is reduced to below 12% depending on the weather. Drying takes 1 to 3 days, though 2 to 3 days is typical in the villages. After drying, the paddy is packed into the bags. Finally, the paddy is taken to rice mills to remove the husks. In the past, rice was made using a wooden mortar pestle called a dheki, which was labor-intensive and has now become rare. However, dheki milled rice retains its natural value and superior quality. Dear viewers, this is how the rice comes to the every houses of Bangladesh. When rice comes, it feels like paradise inside their home. In the whole documentary, Iftekharanan was with you. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Thank you very much.